Today we're going to talk about famous family members. My family is a pretty long line of architects and designers. My granddad was a New York architect. My parents met while attending Cooper Union in New York. I'm an architect, and my son is also a designer. He's a designer for entertainment architectural firm. What I really want to talk about is my great uncle, or something of that effect. My granddad's uncle was Stanford White. And Stanford White, for those of you who don't know, was born in the 1850s and became one of the leading architects of the Gilded Age. And in 1906, after he had built or designed Madison Square Garden in New York and kept an apartment there, he was brutally murdered by a wealthy socialite who pretty much got off, basically because in that sort of Victorian time, people used to have rather puritanical attitudes towards lifestyle, and Uncle Stan's lifestyle was pretty raucous. 1955, they made a movie called The Girl in the Red Velvet Swing. That was a depiction of Uncle Stan's bedroom in his Madison Square Gardens apartment. He entertained young ladies, and one young lady that he had a lengthy affair with was a woman by the name of Evelyn Nesbit, although she was not a woman when he met her. She was very young, probably could be arrested for statutory rape today. I don't know what the rules were like back then. But after she left Uncle Stan, she married a guy named Harry Thaw or something like that, a rich Philadelphia or Pittsburgh socialite, had grown up in wealth and was very unstable, and he was obsessed with the idea that Uncle Stan had deflowered his wife, and so snuck up behind him in one of Uncle Stan's famous parties and shot him in the head. And then the ensuing trial, back then known as the trial of the century. We've had other trials of the century in our time, but this was the trial of the century for that period. And Uncle Stan was not treated very kindly. He was more considered the villain for getting himself killed. His architecture was pretty fabulous stuff. I sometimes marvel. I mean, we've got computers now, and if I have a repeating element, I just copy it once and drop it around. Whereas for the architects of the Gilded Age, they had to work on vellum and use ink and draw every gilded column over and over and over again. It amazes me the body of work they actually managed to produce at McKim White, and how Uncle Stan had the time for debauchery while producing that much architecture is amazing. Anyway, that's a little piece of the background of how Keith's World gets to be Keith's World.